pretty objective with all of my sports coverage, and listen, Jacy Sheldon objectively should be suspended for this play. I just don't know in what world, in what universe you watch that play back and you go, that was a basketball play. She was trying to make a basketball move, especially with all the angles.
The voices are growing louder, and frustration has reached a boiling point. Fans across the basketball world are demanding justice after Jacy Sheldon's vicious attack on Caitlin Clark. Outrage has swept through the WNBA community, with many calling for Sheldon to face serious financial repercussions for what they see as a reckless act that could have ended the career of the sport's biggest superstar.
It's clearly targeting Caitlin Clark most of this game, and that is, that comes from a function of, she guarded her in one-on-one situations a lot up the court, and then rolled into a lot of doubles in the half court, but there was talking and chirping all game, and for me, it was punctuated by Caitlin Clark's final play before she came out of the game, where she stares Jacy Sheldon down, essentially demonstrates, she's like, if you poke me in my eye, I will shoot it in yours. And she crosses her, finds the favorite spot, free throw line extended from the logo area, big fuck you 3 to Jacy Sheldon, yells at the Connecticut bench, yells at the crowd. Her and Jacy Sheldon come back together. Caitlin fires up the audience, basically tells Jacy Sheldon, you are a bum.
The sentiment is spreading like wildfire across social media and sports forums, with fans pleading for the WNBA to impose a massive fine on Sheldon to finally send a clear message. If the league won't protect its golden goose through proper officiating, supporters argue, then it must at least make the financial penalty so severe that future aggressors will think twice before targeting Clark.
Time Caitlin Clark takes the court, her opponents act like they've been booked for a main event brawl. The WNBA is doing nothing about it. Opponents aren't playing ball. They're strategically ambushing her. They're trying to injure her. Opponents bring chaos. She brings composure. And what Sophie did last night is completely valid. The WNBA has to do something about this.
What should have been a routine Tuesday night matchup between the Indiana Fever and the Connecticut Sun instead became yet another chapter in the ongoing saga of Caitlin Clark being treated like a human punching bag while the WNBA looks the other way. This time, however, the attack was so blatant and dangerous that even casual viewers couldn't ignore the intent behind Sheldon's actions.
Jacy Sheldon. There is a legitimate hatred there. If you guys have heard, this Ohio State team, this 2023 Ohio State team, hated that Iowa team. Jacy Sheldon, who was Caitlin Clark's direct matchup in these games. Like I tweeted out, forget Angel, forget Dejanay. This is Caitlin Clark's one true rival.
Jacy Sheldon deliberately poked Clark in the eye during a defensive play, an act that could have caused serious, lasting damage to the league's most valuable player. What made the incident even more egregious was the malicious grin on Sheldon's face afterward. Fans were quick to point out that this was no accidental basketball move. It was a calculated assault on the woman who has almost single-handedly pulled the WNBA back from the brink of irrelevance.
Funny thing about that whole Caitlin and Jacy situation last night is it's like on a if you know thing. These two have been running the friendly fade on the court for like the last 4 years. They played in college, had great battles, so I'm not surprised last night happened.
The sequence of events that followed was equally disturbing. After poking Clark in the eye, Sheldon escalated her aggression by grabbing Clark's arm and digging her nails into her skin, an additional foul that went completely uncalled by the referees. And as if that weren't enough, Marina Mabry then joined the assault, shoving Clark to the ground from behind while she was still reeling from the initial injury.
Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna be me. I don't go in there trying to predetermine anything. I'm dialed in. I need to focus on hitting my shots, making sure I'm executing the schemes right. I'm not focused on the extracurricular activities. And you know what? During that, it was just part of the game. I think the refs had a lot to do with that. It was a build-up for a couple of years now of them just not protecting, the star player of the WNBA. And so at the end of the day, I'm going to protect my teammates. That's what I do. And I'm a team player, so it's all good.
The immediate aftermath of Sheldon's attack exposed the depth of fan frustration that has been simmering for years. Within hours, social media erupted with demands for severe punishment, ranging from massive fines to season-long suspensions. The hashtag Banji Sheldon began trending across multiple platforms, while supporters of Caitlin Clark flooded Sheldon's Instagram with harsh criticism, accusing her of being unprofessional, bitter, and even questioning whether she belongs in any professional league at all.
From behind or from the side, it's so obvious that she straight up leapt out towards Caitlin and got her right in the eye. And the more I try and watch it back, back and you try to be objective, there is no world where this was a basketball play. And yes, she was playing tough defense on Caitlin up until that point, but she leapt forward, and it's not like it's defensible where you can say she tried to get the ball, because her hand at that point was so far away from where the ball was. It's not like Caitlin was dribbling the ball up near her face. How she was not ejected for this, I don't know. The broadcast was talking about it, and that's why Sophie Cunningham even had the opportunity to hard foul her at the end. I don't know what you do, but the league's got to do something.
Even prominent media personalities joined the chorus of outrage. Jimmy Fallon used his platform on The Tonight Show to directly address WNBA leadership, saying, "What is going on in the WNBA? Protect Caitlin Clark at all costs. Please, enough of this. Please." When mainstream entertainment figures are publicly calling out the league's failures, it's clear the problem has transcended basketball. Dave Portnoy of Barstool Sports didn't mince words either, branding the attackers jealous loser punks and suggesting they should go play in a recreational league where no one cares about you. This is exactly the kind of negative publicity the WNBA doesn't want, spotlighting their systemic failure to protect their most valuable asset.
Stop the fighting. He thought they meant the WNBA. What is going on? Protect Caitlin Clark at all costs, please. Enough of this. Please.
To understand why fans are demanding such severe punishment for Sheldon, you have to grasp the astronomical value Caitlin Clark brings to the WNBA. The numbers don't lie, they show a league whose current success is tied almost entirely to one player. According to Dr. Ryan Brewer, an associate professor of finance at Indiana University Columbus, Clark was responsible for a staggering 26.5% of all WNBA economic activity during her rookie season alone. To put that in perspective, that's more than a quarter of the league's financial success generated by a player earning just $76,535 in her first year. Brewer's 2025 projections are even more jaw-dropping. He estimates Clark could generate nearly $1 billion in total economic impact for the league this season. That's billion with a B, a figure that dwarfs the entire previous history of women's professional basketball. When one player accounts for that level of economic activity, allowing her to be targeted and potentially injured isn't just morally wrong, it's financially catastrophic.
Bring Caitlin Clark to the NBA right now. Because the refs ain't gonna protect her. She only got one teammate, and that's her, who gonna do something about it. Like, yo, yesterday, that's malice in the palace activity. Call for it. That y'all should have been throwing hands all over the place. How do you get poked in the eye, then get thrown to the ground, and then you receive a technical foul? And don't none of your teammates want to step up, fight, squabble, none of that. They just looking like, yo, It's been, we know that y'all been targeting Caitlin Clark now. Now, I'm even watching, I'm like, hold on, what? Like, how are y'all letting this happen? How are y'all not protecting this girl? Now, she clearly is a superstar, right? But there's plenty superstars in the WNBA, and don't none of them get treated the way Caitlin Clark get treated, no? Y'all gonna mess up and ruin the whole numbers, your ratings, your all that, if y'all don't have Caitlin Clark in y'all's league. So y'all better start acting right.